Morning.
Hello everyone, this is an adventure. Now, I would say it's 3:30 because that's the time he's supposed to pick me up. But he turned up at 3, so it's about 3:15 now and we're off out on an adventure, so let's go. Right, that's it. Bags are dropped. Rods are put in to oversized. Pete thinks he's forgotten something. The feeling you always get at the airport. Now we're going through security. It's pretty empty here. It is pretty empty at the airport. I like it. You like it, don't you, Pete?
I love it.
He loves it.
I don't really like people.
No, we don't like people.
No.
And let's have a look up on the board. Where do you want to go, Pete? On that board?
Shall I show you?
Oh, well, go on. Can you point? Can you reach? Oh, Pete's going to show us. Oh, you want to go there? Okay, mate. Let's get on that flight.
Can you get on that one?
Let's get on that one.
Yeah, okay.
Fuerteventura, here we go. Get in. Weatherspoon's breakfast. Unfortunately, Pete, not Weatherspoon prices, is it really?
No. They pay for everyone else.
Yeah. Oh well. Fill herself up for the long flight. Not long at all. 4 hours. We are getting on the plane. You excited, Pete?
Sorry, mate.
Are you excited?
I am excited.
That's good.
Can't wait for the break.
Let's do it.
Get a bendy rod.
Get a bendy rod.
Yep.
Wonky mask. We're in Fuerteventura. Hello. Just landed. Bit of a long flight, but we're here. We're just going to get baggage now. So let's get that sorted, and then go and get a hire car. Even with COVID restrictions, this is still one of the quickest airports to get through. It's taken me 5 minutes to get through passport, to do the checks with the Spanish locator form. And I'm coming to oversized because my tube is there. There it is. And that has been 5 minutes. And I've got this. Pete's waiting at the carousel for our case. And then we go and get the hire car. Right, bags are got. There's my tube. There's Pete. Now it's hire car. So Fuerteventura, you've got all the hire cars along here as you come out, and you've also, some of them are not on site, so some of the hire cars you get picked up and taken to, but this one luckily is in the airport, and all them queues for them, and we've got no queue at all for ours, so that's good. So let's get the hire car. Right, so we've just gone through all the hire car business at the desk. Takes about 10 minutes, wouldn't it?
10 minutes.
10 minutes.
Yeah.
10 minutes.
10
There,
minutes
there's
or so.
Pete. Masks off.
Mask off. 4.5 hours.
4.5 hours of masks is not good. But then when you get the hire cars at Fuerteventura, I've done this loads of times, 40 odd times, you come to the car park and there you go. You've got all the different rows with all the different hire car companies, and you find your row, find your car, and it should be all right to go. So we're going to load it up now. We have got this for the week, our little Renault Clio, more than adequate. Going to take that out now, get to our apartment. So here we are. We are staying right at the top of the hill in Caleta De Fuste, which is only about 7-8 minutes drive from the airport. The airport's just up that way to the north. Drive straight down into Caleta. We're going to take a walk down there in a minute, have a look around the town, and then we're going to fish here tonight. So today's really good, not a lot of wind. So let's take a look at Caleta De Fuste. Well, I have to say I have never seen this place so quiet.
Desolate.
It is desolate. It is pretty much like a ghost town. Doesn't bother me and Pete. We quite like it like this,
Yeah. Really
but it's sad to see. So here we are. This is like the main centre of Caleta. Caleta is a little bit disjointed. You got this high street with a few shops. It's very quiet. COVID has hit this place hard, but there's still some shops open, still some people about. You've got this parade of shops here. Piero's is down there if you want some nightlife. And there's some more parades of shops around in Caleta. But there's a lot of shops empty or shut.
Thing is, it's not tidal either, is it?
So we have just left the main centre of Caleta, which is there, all the way through there. We're walking south along this walkway to go and get bait at probably one of the only places you can get bait in Caleta De Fuste, and that is Atlantico Shopping Centre, which is just round there, round the corner. It's going to take us about 15 minutes to stroll, so let's go and get some bait for tonight's session. Oh, look at my little friend. It's not focusing. Yeah, that's better. There he is. Ah, my little lizard friend. Let's go and get him somewhere nice and shaded.
Over there.
Oh, the smallest little lizard.
And are they in here all the time?
Yep.
They don't never get...
Anyway, no.
Over there.
This is what we want. There we are, sardines at $2.79 per kilo, and then we're going langoustines or prawns. There we are for scratching. So here we are getting ready to go fishing tonight, but before we do that, we have had to unpack everything. So we've got all our rods here, ready to go. We've got gear lying around here, gear still in the bag, recording gear up here, and gear on the table. So we're going to get this ready and sorted into our rucksacks before we go and get a bit of grub. That sounds nice, Pete, doesn't it?
It does, mate.
A nice bit of food. And then we're going to go fishing, aren't we?
We certainly are.
We certainly are. I think he's excited.
Yeah, I am.
He is. Right, here we are, and we are sort of in the centre of Caleta De Fuste, El Castillo, whatever you want to call it. And this is where the restaurants are. Some over there, some over here. But you cannot go anywhere. You've got to go here. Fada Rock Restaurante. This is the place to be. The place with the Batman outside. This is where you get the best food, isn't it, Pete? Best food.
One of my favourite places.
One of our favourite places too. So let's queue up. Let's get a table. He's a pig, isn't he? So here we are on the beach. This is what we're here for. We are here to do a bit of fishing. All we have done so far is managed to get our rod spikes in. So there's my 2 rod spikes. I'm not going to put the rods in this, I'm going to lean them through there. So I'm going to have a big bait going out that way, out to sea there. And this one is going to be my scratching rig. So I'm going to have it at a slight angle and go out toward the lights. We are keeping it local tonight, very local. We are on the beach in Caleta De Fuste. So we've had a long journey, haven't we, Pete?
We have.
We've had a long journey, long day, but we're going to give it a few hours here, aren't we?
We certainly are. Just had something nice to eat.
We have had something very nice to eat, as you've seen. And look, there we are. Hotel's behind. All the lights. And we are here. So, we are going to get set up now. Set our rods up. I'll run you through what we're all doing. And then, hopefully, we'll catch some fish. Right, so let's go through the first setup here before I bait up, and I'll show you how I bait up. So, I have got an Any Fish Anywhere 6 and bait. This one here, the red one. And on that I have got a Penn Spin Fisher 8500. So it's a big bait runner basically, meant for sea fishing. I think it's the 2nd biggest reel they do. I've got the 10,500 too, but that's a bit overgunned. This is a big reel, big drag, a lot of drag, 30 kilo drag, and I have been pulled in to the sea on this beach with this reel, locked on about 20 kilo drag into a monster. So we are going for it. That's on 50-pound braid. I've got 50-pound braid on that. I've got about 600 yards of 50-pound braid. Then I'm onto a 43 kilo leader, and then that comes down here to a dongle rig. The link's up the top to the dongle rig. Basically, there's the dongle in front of me. On that circle hook, I am gonna whip a squid, and I'll show you what this is all about when I'm baiting up. So here we go. In front of me is a bag of squid snuck over from the UK. 2 of these, you can't really get dirty squid like this over here. You can only buy squid in the supermarkets. They're all fresh and freshly prepared. So I am going to get this squid on my hook now. So here in front of me is my dongle rig. A circle hook there. It's a 5/0 circle hook with a perfection loop, so it's got full movement like so. What I'm going to do is basically pinch the tail end, the squid, through the hook like so. There's a dongle, look, there's a hook, comes around like that. Then I am basically going to wrap this squid to the wire dongle there. So we bait elastic that on. So we're basically hair rigging a squid. Now I'm going to bait elastic this on well, because there could be anything out there, bream, grunts, Pandora, that will like to rip this apart. I want to try and get that head on as well if I can. Let me try and elastic this up best as I can. There we go. Beautiful. Now I'm putting squid on because I am trying something a little bit different. I want to stay away from a big stingray, really. I'd like Pete to get a big stingray. I'm not that fussed anymore. I'm not fussed by a big stingray. I've had them, and I'm hoping this may give me the chance of something else. So there we are. We've got a lovely squid on there. Ready for casting. Now that loop there at the bottom of that dongle basically clips into that clip above my lead. So we've got like a surf clip that's there, which is allowing me to fish this rig on a weak lead link. So I'm casting out on the weight and the strength of the hook line, not on the rig body. So the rig body is weaker than the hook line. So that's what I'm going to do. I've got 170 on that, not because there's any tide current here, there's no tide pull here at all, just to counterbalance the weight of the bait. That's what I'm putting out on my big rod. That'll go out in a minute. So whilst Pete is baiting his up, I'll show you this in a minute. I'm going to get this one cast out. Very nice. So the last thing I'm going to do on this rod is clip on my bite alarm, which is going to go here. Clip that round. It's actually not going to go there, I lied, and go here where I've got a nice angle of line. Get it on the rod there, like so. That's on there, that's in there. And I'm going to take that line roller down to the bottom, so I've got a nice angle of line up to this roller here. If something takes that, it should roll. Let's hope. Why is it not going? That's why. There we go. Right, that's set up. Right, so whilst we're waiting for big rods to go off, we're going to scratch around. And scratching around can produce a lot of things out here. I've had an awesome session on gilt head bream, and I've also had good sessions on white bream. You can get grunts, Pandoras, anything could run with a bit of prawn, small stingray. So what we're going to do, basically all I've got here is a 2-hook flapper. That's all it is. It's a 2-hook flapper, but instead of Aberdeen hooks, I've got bait holder hooks here. There you can see it, size 2, so I can clip on bait. Oh, sorry, Pete's bite alarm's going, that's because he's setting it up. So basically I can put half a prawn on each of these, bait elastic hit on, and they hold very well. So I've used a third of a prawn. Tend to be the same size out around here, the ones you get in the supermarket. So there's a third on each hook, these size 2s. I basically thread them on and just bait elastic that on. And we're going to whack that out now, see if we can get anything on the scratching rig. Right, so Pete is ready to go, aren't you, mate? Now you are going for anything out there, aren't you? A big stingray, butterfly ray.
Yep.
Anything.
Big, really. If I can connect well, man.
Yes.
Definitely. So
you've got a 6 and bait, my old one, my tatty one, and on that you've got my Tronics. What is it? Virtuoso reel. That's on £50 braid. I know because I spooled it up. 600 yards of £50 braid. And then you've got something a little bit different. Oh! Whoa, 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 whoa. My bite alarm just beeped. My bite alarm just beeped. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Gets it going. Right, let's quickly see what Pete's got on the other end and here, get his out. So he's got the classic bait, but we're going to hook him up a bit better because he's done it that way. Right, what is that? On the bottom hook, mate, otherwise you get tangles. Yeah. Right, so Pete has got a pulley rig, pulley pennel rig, but it's a beast of a pulley pennel rig. That's £100 fluoro on that, and at the bottom you've got 2 big 6.0s, 6.0 big gun, then an offset 6.0, and he's got half a sardine on that, tail end cut, banded on a 170. So Pete, do you want to get that out, mate? Just a nice overhead. Is that right? Oh, go on, go on, go on, take it. Take the bait. Come on. Have I got something tiny here? I do feel I've got something tiny. Yep, I've got something tiny on here, didn't even know I had it. So what have we got here? What have we got? Here, I can feel it. There it is, coming in. He's a tiddler in all the true sense of the word. What have we got? Oh, we got a little Pandora. Pandora. Who has swallowed it. There we go. Let's get the disgorger on that. First fish of the holiday. Look at the colours on that. Right, let's get him unhooked. Right, let's get the Pandora back. Away he goes. He should swim away. Right, let's get rebaited. Right, so Pete's got a bite on his scratching rod. I had a tiny little knot, but it's ran into absolutely nothing. You had a couple of good thumps. Yeah. Don't know why you didn't strike on Pete. Yeah. Well, we are. Pete has possibly got something.
No, mate.
Yeah? No? He said he could feel it shaking. Unless his prawns come back alive. I think he was lying. Alright. Oh. This rod flew over as I was helping Pete. And I think I might have a baby stingray on this. Oh, yeah. It's a little stingray, I think. I've got to go light on this. I've got to go light on this. Has he just come off? There he goes. Where is it? There. Is it a little stingray? Can you?
I can't see it.
Oh, I think it is. He is. Look at that little baby stingray. Let's get him in. Coming over your head, mate. Way up. I'm on light leader here. There he is. Little baby stingray.
Stinger.
There we go. Cheers, Pete. Thank you very much. Let me take over. Right.
Thank you.
So, let's try and get that shadow out. There we have it. A little baby stingray. Now these are more feisty than the bigger ones. So that line is just under his tail. What we do, we pull him back this way, under his wing. There we go. What I'm going to do is carefully flip him over. And there we go, lovely. Straight in the lip there. So unfortunately, at this point my mic had come unclipped from the GoPro. So for the rest of the evening and for the rest of the next day, I didn't have any sound because I didn't check it. But we put the stingray back, got it into the sea, let it rest and recover, and away it went slowly. It's always nice to see him go back, but obviously we wanted something a bit bigger, and I wanted Pete to get something a bit bigger. But that one went back. Time to get set back up, bait back on, back out. Well, that was a bit of a shock. Not so much that I've got a stingray, because they're very common, but so much as I was helping Pete out, and then all of a sudden I heard my rod clatter out of the rod rest, and it was heading towards the sea. But, we really want a bigger one on the bigger baits. Let's get rebaited on this. More prawns. Pete's checking his big bait. Let's see if we can get anything else. I've literally only just put the camera down onto the sand, and then Pete's rod went over. So Pete was telling me he had a fish, but after the last one where it was empty, I wasn't that confident that he had something on there. But he was a little bit happier with this, so started to realise that maybe there was a little fish on there. And there it comes out. He brought out this lovely, lovely little painted coma. His first one. He hasn't had one before. It's nice to see a variety of species coming up off this beach. Beautiful little fish. They do get quite a bit bigger than this, but the general stamp of painted coma are around about this. This is probably the smallest, and then you'd probably get maybe a few inches bigger. You'll be lucky to get anything monstrous. Yeah, what we got here? Look at it. Yeah, there's something on there, I think. What have we got on here? He's only tiddly. He's a tiddler. Whatever it is, he's a tiddler. Nothing on the big rods yet. Just been rebaited and out again. What have we got in here? But like I said, just as it starts to ebb, the fish have come on. What have we got in here? Something zigzagging his way in. That's a bream. Hey, a white bream, a nice white bream. There you go. Beautiful. There you go. That there that you see before you is a white bream. It's probably about 400 grams there. Get him back in a minute, we'll get a photo and we'll get him back. Right, let's let the white bream go. Come on, mate. Right yourself. There he goes, come on. Don't want you to be bluefish bait, not yet. There he goes. And away he swims. Or back in he swims. Pete's there in the background. Sat by his rod, he's just missed a decent bream bite. Can't get my words out. Anything, Pete? Is that it? One big knock and it's run away. Right, something has just run with this squid. So, so something's pulling it. That is shark, smooth hound like. That is.
Taking line.
I can feel it there. It's not stingray, mate. Come on. Oh, that ran. Come on. Come on. I still feel it knocking it. Come on. Come on. Oh, that went off pretty sharpish. Right, I'm going to put the scratching rod out now. And I'll give that 5 minutes to sit there. If not, I'm going to have to check the bait on that, because something did pick that up and run. But just didn't latch onto it properly. Oh! Right, let's get this out. Let's get this out. Well out there. Did you see that? It's right by the bloody boys. Right, well, it's been a few minutes. Nothing's come back on this. So what I'm going to do is reel down and strike onto this. Nothing there. So it's time for a new bait on this. Oh, it's feeling very light, like extremely light. Why is it feeling this light? Like there's no anything. OMG. Whatever it was has completely taken my bait. Right, we need to get another squid on that and get that out. Right, so let's get another squid on here. Just getting bait elastic on nice and tight so he doesn't get nicked. Well, it's not hectic by any stretch of the imagination, but there is bites. There's bites on the big rod. Oh, I thought Pete's big rod was going, then he's bringing it in. He's going to rebait. There's bites on the little rod, scratching. We've had 5 fish, 5 different species. Right, there we go. Fresh squid on the dongle rig. Let's get that clipped up, like so. I'll get that back out. Before I even got a chance to get the big rod out, Pete's rod flew over and he was into a fish. Didn't look like a big fish, but the bite was quite astounding. Really did pull the rod over. So Pete's reeling this fish in. Not much of a fight coming in, but definitely see there's a fish because it's coming up on the surface. Here it comes, and Pete was into a new species again. Got himself here, little bastard grunt. They're a silverfish with yellow fins, black dot on them. There we are. Lovely little grunt for Pete. Another new species. He's happy with that. So, nice little picture. Send him back. And then as soon as Pete cast out, his rod flew over again. Within 2 minutes. A couple of big knocks and then a big pull down. So Pete had a nice little 5-minute spell of fish, and here it comes. And it was another new species for Pete. Got himself a dusky grouper. Only a tiny one. These do grow very big. Going to maybe 20 kilos. But, it is just a baby. Nonetheless, a lovely fish, very pretty fish. Pete was extremely happy with this. Ticks another one off of his list. And when you look at them just in the light, their markings are absolutely stunning. When they get bigger, look at the size of the mouth on that. Beautiful fish. And back he went. Right, something's back on this squid that I put out. Don't know what it is. It's not seeming to pick the bait up and run. Come on, mate. Sitting there watching the big rod, and the scratching rod flew over. Come on. I think there's possibly something on this. Let's see. Maybe not. Oh, is there? Yeah, there might be. No. No, there's not. Oh. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I think there might be something tiddly on here. Very tiddly. Oh, they wake up close in, don't they? They're like, it's getting shallower. What's going on? This one's fallen asleep now. There he is, running through there. What is it? What is it? Oh, we'll take that though, won't we? We'll take that. How the hell was a gilt head not giving me knocks? Another species. Look at that. Right, stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it. Stop it. You bugger. Calm down. So there we go. Another species for today. A small gilt head. So we'll take a photo of him, shall we? And then we get him back. Ooh. So Pete's just brought his scratching rod in and he's whacked it back out. I have just whacked mine back out after the gilt head, and what I'm going to do, let's get tight on it, I'm going to bring this in and check this because I had some knocks, so I'm presuming it could be stripped. Again, it's gone again, mate. That squid completely gone, mate. What is that all about?
It's just stripping it off that dongle.
Hey?
Stripping it off that dongle.
Yeah. Let's put a pulley rig on. Well, I'm going to change this to a pulley rig because obviously what's out there is a little bit smaller. Than a monstrous ray. So we'll put a pulley rig on with 2 hooks. See if we can hook whatever is having a go at them. Right, so what I'm clipping on here is a pulley rig, but I'm just putting a pulley rig with a single hook, and it's a 5.0 Marasago hook, and it's on 40-pound hook snood. I'm going to get a small squid on that. Let's see what's out there taking them. Small squid, single hook. Let's see if I can find out what these fish are. Lovely.
So unfortunately, after that, nothing happened at all. It went very quiet. The tide was dropping. We couldn't get bites on the scratchy rigs, or nothing came back on the larger rigs. We persevered and persevered, but to no avail. So after a while, we decided to call it a day and pack everything up.
Well, that's us done for tonight. That was good, wasn't it, Pete?
Yeah, I enjoyed that. It's a good little session, really.
Yeah, nothing much, but we were getting bites every now and again, weren't we?
Yeah, different species.
Yeah, quite a
Some
few.
I've never caught before.
No,
So
it's good
for me.
It's good. It's a good starting point.
Yeah.
Onwards and upwards from here. So let's see what tomorrow brings. Until then, tight lines.